Hey, what's up, everybody? Dr. Ryan Weaver here with Apex Spine and Performance. Today is our wellness workshop. We're going to be diving into really a broad view into wellness care. We're going to start, this should be about a two-part series. The second part of this, we're really going to get into some numbers and some facts, some research, and showing you our vital needs, into even factors that affect inflammation, aging. So today is really kind of just a broad view of diving into this. So before I get into this, do us a favor, subscribe to us on YouTube, on Facebook, like us there. Try to be interactive. Some questions. Next one, I'm actually going to try to have you, our viewers out there, dive into some goal setting with this and what are things you're going to change in the next 30 days. But let's kick it off here. And, when we talk about wellness, we really have a healthcare system that is, if we do have a symptom, we're sick. If we don't have a symptom, we are, quote unquote, in the eyes of society, healthy. So I want to enlighten us in, what do you want your life to look like? You've heard me reference this. Heart disease didn't start when we're 60 and 70. It was the choices that we made when we were in our 20s, 30s, and 40s. So really think about this. What do you want your life to look like? Especially as we age. What do you want it to look like? Do you want a long lifespan that is, it takes us longer to die, slowly, expensively, more disease and disability? Or, on the other hand, one that is a long, vibrant, and vital life, and you're able to function and do all the things you want to do. In conversations with patients, when we open their eyes to that process of, I want to be able to do the things that I love and enjoy doing for as long as I can, rather than relying on somebody else to take care of us, not being able to do those things, being bound to our home, our bed, our recliner, whatever that may be. And one of the things we look at, you're going to hear the United Nations in 2021, specifically for the U.S., our life expectancy was 78.9 years. And John Hopkins research stated the final 2 years of our life, we spend 70% of our healthcare costs in those 2 years. The final 2 years of life, actually John Hopkins stated $85,729. So my question to you, and to really sit down and think about this, and I'm going to reference the life of a car here, and going into research, a lot of manufacturers have these 100,000 mile or more kind of clubs, if you will. I believe Volvo, there was somebody who drove 2 million miles. So the secrets for the long life of a car. Now we're going to flash over this into what are things that we can do for our health. So 10 secrets for a long car life. Number 1, regular oil changes. Number 2, monitor key fluids. Number 3, maintain the transmission, change the plugs, watch and care for the timing belt. Don't forget the radiator, remember the filters, fighting rust off, and know and use your maintenance schedule normally, and drive with habits that don't take years off of your car. So when we spin that and think about how we take care of ourselves, number 1, neurologically, regular spinal adjustments. Again, we preach this in our office. An adjustment is not just for pain. The pain is just the light on the dashboard saying something isn't working correctly. Number 2, monitor your posture, proper spinal hygiene. I have said this time and time again, cell phones, sitting at a desk, that forward head posture terrorizes our spine. Number 3, optimize brain function, so cognitive health. Number 4, daily physical exercise. Sweat 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes goes by like that. Care for your body and stop treating it. Often in healthcare you hear, well, what's your treatment plan? I like to spin that, what is our care plan? How are we caring for our body, not treating a symptom? Number 6, reduce inflammation. Hands down, inflammation accelerates aging. So when you look at the things that we eat, other ingredients and preservatives and food coloring and all these things and excess sugars, which is, again, part 2, we're really going to dive into the inflammation conversation. Number 7, remember, if you can't grow it or kill it, don't eat it, which jumps back up to number 6, what I talked about. Those processed foods inflame our body so much, and we know disease processes love inflammation. Number 8, stop poisoning yourself. How many medications are we taking? Alcohol, all the things in our body that we know isn't good for us and it's poisoning us. Number 9, know and use your body's maintenance schedule. Example for that, do you get a massage? Do you do the physical activity? What are the things you're doing to maintain your body? Red light therapy, saunas, those kind of things. And number 10, consistently choose wisely. Your actions enhance your health. Your actions determine, are we closer to disease or are we closer to health? Which brings me to, I believe it was 2023 is when I really preached this. The number 1 cause of death in our country is poorly made choices. From a 2008 reference from Ralph Kinney. What he found, excuse me, over 1 million of 2.4 million deaths in 2000 contributed to personal decisions that could have been avoided if an alternative choice was made. A separate analysis indicated that 46% of deaths due to heart disease and 66% of cancer deaths attributed to personal decisions. So, bringing up a healthcare system performance ranking. In 2020, the U.S. ranked out of 11 countries dead last in 5 out of the 6 categories. Those categories, 5 categories. Ranked 11th. Access to care, we were last. Care process, we were 2nd. That was our highest rating. Administrative efficiency, equity, healthcare outcomes, we ranked totally last in. And these were, these countries, Australia, Canada, France, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Sweden, Switzerland, the UK, and if I didn't say it, Germany as well. So high-performing countries, and we ranked last. And we spend over half of the world's pharmaceutical cost. We spend all this money, but we're still having failed outcomes. So we scratch the board with that. Erase that. It's choices that we make that determine how either good our health is or how bad our health is. Some more research on this. A major decline in performance didn't occur until age 75. So the American Journal of Sports Medicine found that with senior all-star fitness athletes or athletes across the board, they really didn't see a huge drop-off until 75 years old. Studies show regular exercise and training can slow degeneration of bone density, muscular development, and balance. In older adults, these 3 functions that decline with age. So the further that we can push that off, the better we are long term. Now, to give you an example, especially with muscle development, the stages of our life, this was from Dr. Harry Sobel, PhD. From age 0 to 30 is a growth process. Our protein mass in our body increases. From 30 to 60, it matures. The protein muscle mass remains constant, but once we level off on that protein mass, you actually start the aging syndrome, which is 60 and above. Our protein mass diminishes in the body. So, why I wanted to lead with this 2-part series with this is to give you a framework. Simply enough, it comes down to choices. Are we investing in our health now for the next months, years, decades to come? I had the pleasure last year to be in attendance with Dr. Stephen Cole, professor at UCLA. And what he found is your experience today, quote, your experience today will influence the molecular composition of our body for the next 2 to 3 months, or even perhaps the rest of our life. Plan accordingly. So, each decision affects our entire molecular structure moving forward. I've seen it again countless and countless times again. In our standard way of living, we want fast, instant gratification, we don't want accountability, and we wait until things happen. Whereas if we started making simple choices earlier on, we're going to do, feel, and function so much better in the long term. So my hope is this at least makes us to start thinking, what are the choices that we make? And I'll go ahead and give you a head start. The 30-day process that I wanted to have any of you start to do, journal about, in the next 30 days, what are a few of the choices that you're going to make that you know maybe you're not making the best decision now, but what could you change to help you live a more productive and functional life long term? So, next workshop, again, inflammation is going to be a big highlight of this. We're going to talk about some chronic disease. We're going to talk about some neurological components as well. So a lot more quote-unquote research and science in the workshop to come. Again, do us a favor, interact with us, comment on the YouTube channel, on Facebook, what you may think could be a slight change that you want to make to change your trajectory, perhaps not even just for you, but for your entire family. So thanks for tuning in. We'll look forward to seeing you at our next spinal workshop. Take care. Hey everybody, hope you enjoyed that spinal workshop. Don't forget to like the video and feel free to share it if you learned something. Be sure to subscribe to our channel so you have quick access to our videos, and also don't forget to hit that notification bell so you are alerted every time that we post a video. You can also check out other spinal workshops by clicking right over here. Until next time, make sure you live your best life, and we'll look forward to seeing you at that workshop.